So yesterday I did my 8th session, and I raced home and did it, and I was an emergency. I did two of them, so I did 400 milligrams instead of 200. But yesterday, or the day before yesterday, was like the official time change. So whenever it falls back, I have seasonal depression. So I felt my seasonal depression, and then like under that I felt so angry. So I was like, had like a really disturbing face, and people are already scared of me, so because of my RBF that I can't see because I have depersonalization. But let's come outside so I don't get depressed from being inside too long. So I finished my work day, and because I looked so disturbing, because I was like had seasonal depression, and I was like had anger. Like people were like looking at me. One girl, she like said something to the manager, and they kept like walking past and like seeing if I was okay, and I was just like, oh, this is so embarrassing. But I look so bad. But so I came home, and I had like hot angry tears in my stomach, and I'm like, what is going on? So I come home, like I'm so depressed because of season shift, and then I'm like so angry and for no reason. So I come home, I do 400 milligrams instead of 200, and I hold it under my tongue so I can get absorbed, and then I swallowed it. So the symptoms lasted like 6-7 hours, but I think I took way too much. Like, I think 400 is too much for me, because I feel like I was like in K-hole territory, because I couldn't remember anything. Like, it really wasn't like eventful. I can't remember anything. Usually I cry, I process stuff. I had nothing. So I wait my 6 hours until I can finally get up and move, and then I just start like doing normal stuff. And yeah, I'm just like, oh, that was a waste of a tablet, because nothing happened. Well, yesterday, or this morning, I went to bed, and I've had a lot of REM sleep now. And one of my REM sleeps, I was with my sibling, and we had gotten an argument, and then he rapes me. And I woke up like, what the heck? Like, and it was so vivid. And I woke up, and I felt like misery, and I felt depression. I felt like all of these like crazy feelings. And I'm just so shocked, because I've never like been like never broken those like bounds with like with anybody. So I'm just like, what the heck is this vivid like dream? And I'm having all these emotions. And then I remember that my mom was raped by her dad, and she talked to us about it. And because I'm so sensitive and I absorb everything, I absorbed her pain. And this is like when I say like I absorb generational trauma, this is why. So I was holding my mom being raped, and all of the misery and all those feelings that she felt, I was holding that in my body. And it's like there's so much more stuff that like I just hold in my body, and why I'm so miserable and so sad, and like I can't function right, and people think I'm so weird. And so, I've realized that I'm holding a lot more generational trauma than I realized, and how like I had a dream about that. It was the same scenario with my mom, and I had all the visible emotions, and like that's just crazy. And like, I've never been happy. When I started doing the ketamine, I've had moments of happiness. I'm like, oh, this is what happiness feels like. But my default is depression, and misery. And it's because I absorbed everything through everything that my mom went through. I absorbed all of that. My mom, she went through so much stuff that she drove herself insane. And then I absorb everything. And, at 6, I'm suicidal. And then, like, I go to this home and I just learn to push through and cope. And, like, sometimes I'm just like, I really don't know how. Oh my gosh. I really don't know how I can go on. And it's like, I don't want to, like, end my life because I know that I'm healing so much. And it's like, I know that I can get through this. But it's like, it's just so hard when, you just don't see a way out, and like all these new emotions are coming. And then I realized that I have depersonalization, so I can see myself and I know that's me, but I can't picture myself. Like, it's just a block. Like, I see my body and then my face is just blurred. Like, I can't see shadows or anything. And I realized that I have a harsher face than I know. Like, I don't know what my real face looks like because I know that's my body protecting me. Because, like, but it's always been like this since I was a child. But then, like, I realized that yesterday when, I'm looking at people and people, like, can't hold eye contact, or when I, like, just have a flat face, they're like, she's pissed off, and they're like, what's wrong with her? And I'm like, I just look normal. And I look in the mirror and I see just my normal face. But I realized that my body blocked my actual face. I'm sometimes when I have IFS, like when my different systems come out and I see like this distorted image of myself, and I'm so scared. And I'm starting to realize that is actually me, that this is the distortion. And today I'm just thinking of like trying to picture myself, and I just see, this block over my face, and then I see this lifeless, sad body that doesn't feel, I don't feel any like happy emotions. Sometimes in the moment I can like make myself excited. I can, but I don't feel anything. And I'm empty inside, and my internal is, my face matches my internal. And so I'm so traumatized and so dissociated and fragmented. And, my face shows that, but my body doesn't show me what my face looks like to protect me, because I feel like if I knew how, like, I actually walk around looking, that I would, like, would never leave my house and, like, would become a recluse. And it makes me sad because I want to like, still have my depersonalization, because I don't want to see the real me. I don't want to see, I am fine seeing what I see in my eyes and not knowing what I see when I look away, not picturing myself. I'm fine with that, because I don't want to be even more traumatized and even more scared to be around people. People already think I'm so weird. And I'm thinking of all my interactions with people and groups, and they all, towards the end, I'm like, this girl is weird. Like, something's wrong with this girl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to realize that I am weird, and there's a lot wrong with me, and I'm not like normal people, and I can't function like that. And I'm just, this job I'm at, like, I ruined it like I ruin every other job. Everyone thinks I'm weird. Everyone's like, she's got an attitude. What's wrong with her? And, it's at a call center, a ghetto call center, and I ruined that. And I'm realizing, like, I can't stay there long because I've already ruined it. But it's like, where else am I gonna go? Like, there's no way. Like, what else am I gonna do? And it's just like, I put myself in a corner again. And like all my interactions, I'm looking back and I'm like, well, that's because of this and that's because of that. And when I make eye contact, I feel scared in my stomach. I can't be around people because it scares me. So that's why I don't look at people. I don't talk to people. And they don't know that. They see me as me being stuck up, and it's just like, no one knows what's going on. And they make their own opinions, and unfortunately they're not good ones. But yeah, it was just, I'm just so shocked that I absorbed my mom's generational trauma from being raped, and absorbed all her feelings of miserableness and depression and dissociation, and like, it's just the craziest thing. And it's just like, there's so much more stuff that I have no idea that I absorbed, and that's why I'm like so weighed down and so like lifeless, and like, it's just too much for anyone to ever have to take